Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with the head of, I don't know, he looks like he could be my brother, but we're not related. It's Ben Soffer, everyone.
Yes, we are brothers, Josh.
We're hetero life mates.
We are. We're actually sisters. We're sisters.
I love that.
Have you ever read Sisters of the Traveling Pants?
No, I've seen the films with a young Blake Lively and an Amber Tamblyn, but yeah.
I said that as if I've read them. I've never read them, and I've never seen the movies. I was just curious if you had.
Do you read?
No.
Yeah. What would you read if you read? I feel like you'd read like a sports autobiography.
That's like what you like try to read when like you don't read. Like the last book I read was that Phil Knight.
The Nike one.
The Nike book. Yeah. I want to read. I absolutely want to read. I read Claudia's book. The last full book before that I read was The Curious Incident of the Dog and the Night. And I think I was 14. But it's funny, like on those rare occasions where you can actually get lost in a book, it's an amazing feeling. Like once you're in. But it's kind of for me like going to the gym. Like, I don't want it. And then once I'm there and once I'm in a groove, it's not that bad. But the physical act of getting there is the absolute hardest part. You're a big reader, though, aren't you?
I am a big reader, and that's why I'm jealous of, like, a place where mass transit actually works, because it doesn't work in Los Angeles. Because, like, the idea of being able to crack a book for the 25-minute train ride downtown feels like heaven.
And do audiobooks not do it for you?
Weirdly, no. And you know me, I'm podcast poly over here. I crush hour and a half of podcasts a day, but audiobooks just, I don't know what it is. It's like as soon as it's like a narrative structure, I'm not interested. But when it feels like it's improvised, I'm in.
I would say that the last books that I really enjoyed reading were Harry Potter. My dad literally read the first two to me, and then I read the rest of them. I loved those books so much, and they're now coming out with a new series. Did you see that?
I did, but they're coming out. You mean a new book series or TV series?
TV series
on Max, right?
Yes, on Max. And who is Voldemort? It was an amazing. Oh, your boy from Oppenheimer is playing Voldemort. Yeah.
I could see that. He'll crush it.
Cillian Murphy is playing Voldemort, and I think it's an amazing casting.
He'll kill it. I mean, Ralph Fiennes played Voldemort in the movie, and Ralph is one of our great actors. Yeah.
How do we get you in that? Who would you play in that? Neville Papperman?
Yeah, I definitely. Did you make Neville a Jew? Isn't it Neville Longbottom?
Yeah.
Did you call him Neville Pepperman?
Who's Neville Papperman? Who is
from
that?
iCarly.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Ben.
Oh, man.
Neville
Longbottom.
Is a Nickelodeon person.
You're for sure Hufflepuff, though, right? I think we're both Hufflepuff.
We're the fatso smarties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was Ravensclaw? The dumb pretties?
I don't know what they were. Ravenclaw.
Slytherin was the evil, and Gryffindor were the heroes.
Yeah. Slytherin was like sketch.
Hufflepuff was like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Paul Giamatti. Like
no, Hufflepuff was just like just us, nebbish. Like Hufflepuff was like all the reject Jews. They're like
the motto for Hufflepuff was Eich. That's so funny. I told you the story of when I was a kid. I was 12 years old, I was already acting, and they put out the press release that they were going to do a Harry Potter movie. And at this time, the world was on fire over Harry Potter. I think only like the third book had come out at this time. And they're like, we're doing a worldwide search for our Harry. And I was like, I have dark hair. I'm 12. I'm an actor. I left out the part of I'm morbidly obese. I'm a bad actor. I'm not British. I left that part out, but the first part I was like, I had really deluded myself to being like, I'm going to be Harry Potter in the movie. I'm gonna be.
If only they had a role for Hagrid's son.
Shut up, you piece of shit.
So you can't be Harry Potter, but we do have a fun role for a 300-pound 12-year-old.
You're gonna play Snape's metabolically challenged nephew. Hello, Harry. Oi, oi, Harry, I'm starving. Hello.
Oh my God.
Would you? I've been drinking butterbeer all night, and I think I'm in a diabetic coma.
Oh my God. So good.
So good.
Freaking
yeah,
good.
Harry Potter was great. And then before that, might be before your time, I used to read Goosebumps when I was a kid.
Of course I
That
did.
was hot.
Loved.
What
I
about
also read The Hardy Boys.
the Hardy Boys? What about Animorphs?
No. What is that?
That was another series about kids who could turn into animals to fight bad things.
That sounds pretty chill.
It was pretty chill. Olivia,
Did you watch like a... Oh, go. Yeah, Liv
Olivia,
first.
what was your book series of choice as a young person?
I loved Nancy Drew.
Oh,
In
cute.
like third grade, I read every Nancy Drew book, and then I also really liked The Magic Treehouse, which was like these two kids, brother and sister. They'd go up in this treehouse and they'd travel through time to all different places all over the world. It was incredible.
Cute.
Yeah.
I feel like the Magic Treehouse, or am I just thinking of the Magic School Bus?
Ride on the magic school bus.
With that freaky Miss Frizzle with the fire crotch.
I know. She was one big redhead. She was the original Reba.
She was the original Reba.
God bless her. My kids watch that.
In other news, I got a call yesterday from a friend who said that he was on a long flight, and 2 hours in, a 95-year-old man died, confirmed died, and because he died, they just continued the route.
Right. They put the sheet over him.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty fucking traumatic. That's, to me, that's a pretty big what are you nuts? Like you just you're sitting near, there's a dead guy on your flight, because this is like a 12-hour flight. 2 hours in, 10 hours with a dead guy.
I don't know if it's what are you nuts is when you land. Do they come take the dead guy first, or do they let you deboard? Because in my opinion, I'd be like, listen, he's not going to become alive. So
No.
Come get him last. Let me get out. Let me make my way to the carousel, please.
I completely agree. He's not rushed.
Yeah.
He's got all the time in the world. He's
Right.
good. He's fine. But now I'm starting to think about it logistically. Where was he from? Because if he was from where they just took off from, they really should have circled back, because they're 2 hours into a 12-hour trip.
Right.
If he was going to where he was from, or wherever he wanted to be buried, then continue the trip. I guess there was nobody really to ask.
You don't turn back. You got, a 12-hour trip. It's a big airplane. There's probably 300 people on it. You go. You don't turn back
Yeah.
for one unalived man.
No, unalived. You're so TikTok.
That's right. You think I want to get demonetized? No, thank you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, unalived. True. That's. But we're not. Us saying dead is what's going to get us demonetized, not us talking about anything else that we talk about.
I'm not talking about how Fanta is a Nazi creation. Hey,
By the way, facts.
did you watch the new Ellen DeGeneres' comedy special on Netflix?
Unfortunately, yes.
Say more.
I want to start off by saying that I cannot believe that I actually watched something current and can talk about it. Do you know how good that
Me either.
feels? It's amazing. I think Ellen is really, really funny. Like, you watch like old Ellen stuff, like she's hilarious. Like, there is a reason why she became so famous. And I thought it was genius. Like, the whole world hates you. They think that you're mean. And so you say, I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm going to do a comedy special. And if it was so funny, Josh, all that we'd remember Ellen for is being hilarious. Like if she did like a kick-ass special where I was crying laughing for 90 minutes, I would have told everybody Ellen's new special is hilarious, it's amazing, you got to go watch it. Instead, I only watched the first 35 minutes because that's enough time to give a comedy special if it's bad. And the first 35 minutes, she made a 15-minute joke about windshield wipers. She made a 10-minute joke about an animal. I forget what kind of animal. And then she said, oh yeah, like I was canceled, I was mean. And like maybe she was getting to it. Maybe the last half hour was a knee slapper. You can't wait 30, 35 minutes. Like I think she should have just come out and said, yeah, I was canceled, I was mean, but I'm funny, so suck it. And then been funny. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Caraway. Folks, you know we love Caraway at the Good Guys. You know we also love Caraway in the Soffer household. We are cooking up a storm, celebrity chef, and I absolutely love Caraway because first and foremost, it gives me the peace of mind that I can cook without toxic chemicals in my cookware because many of these pots, pans, etc., all have chemicals. I had no idea. Caraway told me about it, and I'm so happy to have the peace of mind that I'm using non-toxic cookware. Next, folks, they're pretty, okay? We all want beautiful, beautiful pots and pans. When we're cooking in the kitchen, okay, it's important to create this aesthetic. It's important to feel yourself, feel like a celebrity chef. And I feel like a celebrity chef when I use Caraway. And you'll feel like a celebrity chef when you use Caraway. I have this beautiful seafoam green. It is just gorgeous. It's fantastic. It is amazing. Last night, okay, I always use the Caraway pans when I make my Greek-inspired chicken, but I decided to try it in a baking sheet. I put it in the oven. I made my chicken, garlic, lemon, parsley, oregano, etc. You guys know the recipe. Decided, okay, I'm going to throw it into the oven at 475 degrees for 20 minutes. It came out perfect. The Caraway pan, so easy to clean. It was absolutely fantastic. Caraway is a fantastic investment. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you guys get it. And folks, today I have a special offer, okay? If you visit carawayhome.com/guys10, you can see all of our favorite products and take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/guys10 or use code guys10 at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Ain't that the truth? Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. We've all had issues with wireless providers, okay? That happens. What's not acceptable is these charges, these surcharges. Okay, maybe you messed up on my service, but you're charging me triple? Where did this come from? This is truly, what are you, nuts? So folks, say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month. So folks, to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/goodguys. That's mintmobile.com/goodguys. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/goodguys. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I also think that the nature of the job, whether it's late night or a daily talk show, is that I think you start getting to a point, and it doesn't excuse any bad behavior. It just is interesting, this idea of like every single day you're jumping out of an airplane, right? Like,
Yeah,
every
totally.
single day you're the one jumping out, and all you can do to everyone around you is go, "Did you check the chute? It's good, right? It's good. I'm gonna be
Totally.
good. I'm jumping out at 3." Like, and so I think people get tense and intense, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and to that point, like, if the chute doesn't work one day out of 3,000, like, you're not being complimented for the 2,999 days that the chute worked. You're
Right.
just being scolded for the day it didn't. And so it definitely creates a very, very difficult environment. She also mentioned something that I thought was a bit of a cop-out, but was interesting nonetheless, that she never signed up to be the boss. Like, she is talent. And because her talent became so big, she became the CEO of Ellen. But, like, her running the show, she just like claimed that, like, she didn't know how to do that. Like, that wasn't like something that, like, she's not a business person, so she claimed. I thought it was a bit of a cop-out. Like,
Yeah.
you can't become that successful and not be business-minded.
Look, you can give up power as long as you don't take the money.
That was the other thing. She was like,
Right.
she was like, yeah, I didn't have a boss. I'm like, you probably could have asked for a boss. Like if you really wanted one. Nobody wants a boss. Like that's not a thing.
I do, and her name is my wife.
True. Facts. Hard facts.
Speaking of Netflix, there's another thing I watched which was freaking fantastic. Have you heard of the new doc Harper and Will?
No, I've just strictly been watching Gilmore Girls.
Well, it's right in line with that. And
Okay, cool. Harper and what?
Harper and Will, Will and
Okay.
Harper. It's basically Will Ferrell. It's this woman Harper. Was born a man who was the head writer of Saturday Night Live during the time when Will Ferrell was just coming on the show and during his ascension to one of the greatest ever. And, you know, there was Molly Shannon was there, and then eventually Tina Fey and Tim Meadows and all these great luminaries of the show. So once that was done, over the last 10 years, she had transitioned to a woman, and she had written an email to Will and everyone in her life saying, you know, I'm transitioning to be a woman, and here's why, and here's the things I've been feeling, and I hope that, you know, you'll accept me. And so she and Will go on a road trip across America, which is something she had done her whole life, to go to, like, crappy, you know, greasy spoon diners and to sit in Walmart parking lots, like all the things that she's always loved, but she had done it previously as a man, right? And like going across this country, and she's like, this is something I love, but now as someone who's transitioned, I want to see if this thing that I loved still loves me back. And it's this beautiful trip, and it's an opportunity for Will to better understand sort of the origin of these feelings and where it came from and what her life is like now. And it's very well done. Loved it.
Is it actually the two of them in it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's amazing.
On a road trip.
Wow, super cool. And good for Will. What a guy.
Love it.
I think one of the funniest ever.
Yeah, I don't even, he's so talented, I don't ever want to meet him.
No, I totally agree with you. He could
I'm
only let me
terrified.
down. He could only let me down. Like, I hold him to such a high regard. I've never, ever seen anything. Will Ferrell's one of those where, like, I look at his face and I'm laughing before he speaks.
It's wild. It's wild,
Yeah.
the swings that he takes. It's wild the way his mind works.
Yeah. Talladega Nights, just A+. A+.
One of the jokes is in the doc is Will is having breakfast with Harper's kids, and you know, the kids are kind of talking about how it's, you know, important that going to different parts of the country, that, you know, they're smart and that they just keep their safety in mind, because maybe not everyone would be as welcoming as certain parts of where they were. And Will's like, well, do you guys know that I practice jujitsu twice a month, so I think we're fine. And the kids go, "Can we really? We didn't know that. Can we see something?" And he says, "I don't like to do my practice on a full stomach." So it's just like, dude, it's just so good.
What's your favorite Will Ferrell movie?
I don't know. I mean, I think I like the bloopers from Anchorman even more than I like the movie, and that's saying a
So
lot because I
good.
love the movie. But that's his magnum opus, right? Anchorman's his greatest.
I think so. I think like his most underrated and my favorite movie is Blades of Glory.
So
Like
good.
I just am obsessed. Like it is just so like the way that he takes on these roles is just like completely genius, which is why I was actually sad. The only movie I didn't like him in was Eurovision. I just didn't think that the movie was good, but the
I don't even know what
premise
that is.
So Eurovision is, do you know what Eurovision is in general or no?
Yeah, it's a concert in Europe, right?
So it's basically like American Idol meets the Olympics for everybody but the US.
Gotcha.
So it's a singing competition outside the US. And I've actually been to Eurovision with Brian Kelly, with Claudia in Israel during Pride Week. Nuts. And like I remember thinking to myself, like, this is like a crazy thing. And when I heard that Will Ferrell was making a Eurovision movie, I was like, oh my God, this is fucking genius. Because it's such like a nerdy, hilarious concept. And he's going to play a singer in Eurovision. And I saw it and it just wasn't it. That's probably why you haven't heard of it. But it is in fact a movie.
Speaking of genius comedians, I last night was at the Montage Laguna Beach. Maybe I should cut out the name of the hotel because I'm about to say something else, but we'll leave it in. It was really nice, and I want to stay there more. I was saying at the Montage in Laguna Beach, I was doing a big press event for Roku, which my new show, Best Bite Wins, comes out October 18th. Give it a watch.
Woo.
I was sort of hosting their advertiser sort of... what would you call it? Like expedition? I don't know. I'm not a
Schmooze Fest.
Yeah, big schmooze fest, 2 nights, beautifully done, wonderful advertisers. I had to sort of host their day of showing off all of their new different shows. I did fine. Anyway, I walked into the gym, and who's there? John Mulaney.
Wow.
I know, Olivia.
Sick.
I know. And, I tried to do the move. Celebrity to celebrity. Hello, famous, hello, fellow famous person. I tried to do that eye contact of like, I know you see me, so I see you. Didn't happen.
Damn.
I know. I gave him the eyes, like I kind of like gave him like as I walked in because I was starstruck because I'm such a fan, and he was lovely, but he was in his workout, and I can totally respect that because we kind of like I like tried to give him the eyes, and he was not giving me the eyes back, and I said, all right, I'm gonna hit the elliptical. I'll give you the eyes in 20.
Do you think he thought that you wanted to fuck him?
No, I just think he's not my demo. God damn it.
Maybe
How
he
old
just
is
didn't
this
think that
Mulaney?
you were his. Maybe you just didn't think that you were his type.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's tough.
I'm just saying, it kind of sounds like you tried to hit on him at the gym.
No, I gave him the celebrity gaze. Ask Diddy. We do it all the time. Hold on. How old's John Mulaney? I'm telling you, I know that he's not in my demo. 42, not my demo. I mean nothing to Gen X, and I've always said that.
Yeah, 40. No, you do. It's true. It's true. You're definitely very, very popular with the boomers,
Right?
and you're very, very popular with
Gen Z, Generation
no Gen
Alpha.
X. Actually, no, you're Gen X.
No, because
What's above Gen X?
boomers,
No, I think there's something in between.
baby boomers.
Yeah, by the way, you're not popular in boomers. Boomers are dead. Baby
no,
boomers.
it was the greatest generation.
What are our parents?
Mine is a boomer. My mom. No, the greatest generation fought World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the boomers. Then the baby boomers, and then Gen X. And
I think there's
millennial.
something in between. No.
You're forgetting the silent generation.
Oh, yeah.
In between the greatest generation and baby boomers. But then it's
Nope.
Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z,
Oh,
and Gen
millennial.
Alpha.
Millennial is the literally the one that we are that we
That's
forgot.
what we
okay.
are.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm like, millennial. What, we're missing one. Okay. Yes. You're big in baby boomers and millennials.
Totally agree. Exactly, right? Because like
You're right.
Gen X didn't have kids that would have watched Drake and Josh.
Correct,
And they were
correct.
also too old to watch it when I was on it.
Correct. If they were watching it, we got to call the cops.
Word up. Well, he seemed lovely. He was fit as a fiddle, and he was taking his workout very seriously, and I just wish we'd had some small talk.
And I've seen him. He is so unbelievably funny.
He's brilliant.
Like, he's brilliant. Like, I think honestly, a very underrated, underappreciated comic.
And he took a phone call during his workout, and I wanted to eavesdrop, but I didn't.
You should have just like tried to connect to like his Bluetooth or whatever. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Prolon. Did you know that there's a nutrition plan that doesn't just help you lose weight, but actually has been shown to lower your biological age score? It's called Prolon by L Nutra. And here's the craziest part. It's a fast that includes food. You heard that, folks. It's a fast that includes food. It lets you eat, but tells your body that you are in a state of fasting. It is the best of both worlds, because who wants to fast? Nobody wants to fast, but we all want the benefits of fasting because there are many of them. But if we can do this, then why not? Folks, look, here's the deal. I did the 5-day program, and I feel 200 times better. I love fasting. I'm a person that loves the benefits so much that I deal with it. But the second that I discovered Prolon, where I didn't have to deal with fully fasting to still get the benefits, I was absolutely hooked. Prolon really isn't like any other diet I've tried, because it's not a diet. It's truly science. It was so convenient. They sent me everything I needed all in one box. So folks, it's no wonder why thousands of doctors now recommend Prolon to support healthy blood sugar and cardiovascular health. Heard enough? Right now, Prolon is offering Good Guys listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/goodguys. That's PROLON life.com/goodguys for this special offer. That's prolonlife.com/goodguys.
I think we've got some stories, no?
Yes, we do.
I know that there was something that was really pressing, which the New York Post recently reported that now you can dress up as a sexy Ozempic shot for Halloween. Is anyone surprised? This might have a shot at the best Halloween costume this year. Online costume emporium Yandy has cashed in on Ozempic weight loss drug craze with a new Halloween costume inspired by fat-fighting injections. Everyone's doing it, wrote the Costume Bazaar on its site, where the company has infamously hawked sultry, if strange, Halloween get-ups inspired by current events like a COVID-19 pandemic-themed hand sanitizer get-up of 2020.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Do it.
Do they come in kid sizes? Can we dress Max as an Ozempic needle?
Love it.
I love it too. Ooh. And if it comes in baby, Shy can be a Manjaro needle.
Love it.
If it comes big, you could be Zepbound. Paige could be semaglutide.
Or she could go as my other favorite medication, Crestor.
She could. I think you should all go as different pharmaceuticals.
Love that.
I love it too. I love it.
Are you going to dress up for Halloween?
Probably, yes. Yes. I love dressing up for Halloween. I'm trying to remember what I was last year. I would have to go back and look.
Wow.
I feel like last year I might have just been like a pimp or something. It was a lazy last minute costume.
That's appropriate. Olivia, what are you thinking about dressing up as?
I don't have any ideas for this year quite yet, because last year I did the one I've wanted to do for like a decade, which was Lindsay and Tobias with my boyfriend.
Hi.
So he, from Arrested Development,
Sure.
he painted himself blue, like really committed to the bit, did the jean shorts and everything, and I had a little bedazzled stop. So I'm not sure yet for this year, but maybe I'll dabble in that Ozempic needle. Who knows?
All that I have to say is that Apple is so amazing. The fact that I could search in my photos the word Halloween and my Halloween costumes from the last 10 years have popped up, let me tell you who I've been. 2 years ago, Josh, I was Ina Garten.
Great. Your best.
That one was a really good one. 3 years ago, I was, I guess, Vince Vaughn from Average Joe's Gym, from Dodgeball. 1 year, I was Dr. Phil, and that year, Claudia was Danielle Bergoli. And I literally got, like I had a bald head, put on me. Let's see. 1 year, I was DJ Khaled, and Claudia was Assad Khaled, his son. Yeah, I love Halloween. I love dressing up. It's fun. It's just I don't know.
God.
You hate
I
it.
dress up for a living because I'm a semi-working actor, so I can't relate because I just feel like I'm going to work.
It's true. You get to play a role. It's true. You get makeup all the time. Us non-actors, it's fun to be somebody different and hilarious.
It really is. I want to go this year with my children. I want to go as Ben Stiller in The Royal Tenenbaums and then dress up my kids as Ari and Uzi because, they were all in the red Adidas warm-up suits and with, the cute little fros. So maybe we'll do that for a pick. It'll be a good pick. It'll be a great pick.
Yeah.
Good
it's
pick.
Great. And Paige can dress up as Coach Sue Sylvester. It's the same costume. From Glee.
Sure. Hey, I see Jane Lynch. I go, I want to marry that person.
I see Jane Lynch and I say, I think if I could pick anybody in the world to sit next to us on this podcast, Jane Lynch is in my Mount Rushmore. She is just to me, Will Ferrell. I see Jane Lynch's face. I'm cracking up. I love her. I'm obsessed.
You're so pure, Ben. You're really pure.
Jane Lynch.
Should we get to our new segment, How About Now?
We should. You want to explain it to people, Josh?
Basically, I've got an incredibly viral new video trend that I've created called Are You Having a Good Day? How About Now? Where I do something that completely disrupts your good day. So we've researched the internet. We found fun facts, fun things to learn about, things that'll certainly change the trajectory of your day, no?
Yes, and we're going to share them in this segment called How's Your Day? How About Now?
Hey, you having a good day? Did you know that the universe... Shit. Wait, I almost got
it's
it.
okay.
I lost it. Oh,
this might be
got it.
Okay.
Hey, you having a good day? Did you know that wearing a tie can reduce blood flow to the brain by 7.5%? How about now? How about now?
Oh my God. Terrible. And
Yeah.
by the way, you can feel it too. We're strangling ourselves.
Yeah.
In a recent episode of The Gilmore Girls that I watched, I'm just saying that Father Gilmore, I forget his name already, was wearing a tie, tried to get it off. His wife said, no, you're not taking off a tie at the dinner table. Rushed to the hospital, having a heart attack.
Wow. Huge. Huge.
Huge. I like tie. I like the way ties look. I have always hated the way that they feel. And now that makes sense.
Should we do another?
Yes.
You having a good day? Yeah? Did you know that chainsaws were first invented for childbirth? Developed in Scotland in the 18th century to help aid and speed up the process of widening the cartilage and removal of the baby. It wasn't until the start of the 20th century that we started using chainsaws for wood chopping. How about now? God, women are so much better than us in every way.
Now that is a day ruiner. That was... I don't even know where to go from here. That's terrible.
Nuts.
Ugh.
Women are leaps and bounds stronger, more brave, better than us.
And I'm sure a man invented that. Yeah, we're just going to chainsaw her vagina. What are you, nuts? If a woman made it, they wouldn't have made a chainsaw, Josh.
No.
Fucking guys with their dumbass ideas.
Dumb men, idiot men.
Idiots.
Ugh, sorry, Olivia, for us being men.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, this new segment made me queasy. I'm going to pass out.
Should we do a speak pipe?
Yeah.
If you want advice, if you have questions for us, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys, and we will put your question on the show, possibly. If it's brief, keep it brief. Short. Keep it short. We don't care. We do care, but only a little. And we will play your speak pipe on the podcast. This first one's from Rebecca.
Hey, Josh and Ben. Rebecca calling in from Florida. I just wanted to share a brief "what are you nuts" moment I had when I was flying down from Jersey to Fort Lauderdale, and I fell asleep on the plane. I woke up on the plane, uncrossed my legs, and kicked the guy's leg next to me because he was manspreading so much that it was in my leg room space on my seat. My "what are you nuts" is manspreading. It's awful. It's terrible. Is there ever a time and a place for it? Let me know. I really think no.
You were asleep. How do you know you weren't manspreading?
Well, her legs were crossed, which, by the way, blood clot, anyone? Falling asleep with your legs crossed? Can you imagine?
Was your foot asleep when you woke up?
Circulatory system? I just imagine her sleeping like this. In full eagle.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Here's the thing about manspreading, okay? That I need you to think about. I do my best not to. But if that man was fat, he's not manspreading. He simply does not have the capability to have his knees touch because his thighs are so damn big. And then you add in the fact that there is a package of spaghetti and meatballs in between those two tree trunks. And sometimes for men, it's just difficult. It just is. So we call it manspreading. Josh, I don't know what you think about this, but I really just think it's fat spreading. Thoughts?
I think we have a bigger problem on our hands, and that's the lack of flexible hips in our male population.
Yeah,
I think
this
you
is
got
true.
these men, they got so much tension in these hips. They're not good lovers, you know that, right? Tight ass hips. They're probably like missionary for 90 seconds and done. Boring. Not good. So they literally they can't do a tight cross like I'm famous for, because they're tight out there. So they're already having a spread, and then to your point, there's some anatomy in the middle, you know, and but I think you are allowed to say, hey buddy, get out of my real estate here.
I can't even put my knee lower than it is right now. Like,
wow.
Like people like I have to. This is a stretch, Josh. I'm stretching right now. I feel my hip. It feels great, but like my natural resting zone when I cross my legs is here. It's up.
Wow. You need physical therapy.
I'm down. I need the gentle hands of a strong man. We spoke about this on the last podcast. No women masseuse for me. No. No strength.
If you say so. All right. Our next speak pipe's from Anonymous.
Hey, Josh and Ben. Was just listening to your episode, Are We Getting Divorced? And you guys were talking about, like, apartments if you were to ever get divorced from your wives or whatever. And it made me think of a conversation that my husband and I were having on a car ride recently. And it really, like, kind of threw me back, and I'd love to hear you guys' takes on this. He had said that, like, in the scenario where we're getting burglarized, that he would not save my life if it meant that I would then go on to get remarried and he would be dead. Is that, like, what are you nuts, or am I nuts? Because I was like, so wait, you wouldn't save me if a burglar came in the house? So confused. Would love to hear you guys' takes. Thank you. Bye.
This, folks, is a great speak pipe. That man, Josh, has a lot to learn.
Yep.
You have a lot to learn. There's no reason for you to say anything other than you would save her life in a completely fictitious event that is never happening. Right? What do you have to lose by saying that you would save her. Even if you wouldn't. What do you have to lose?
What does not save her mean? Are you not stopping the guy? Are you going as far to say in the closet? Like, are you like giving her away? Why? Because she's gonna find another. I'm guessing this guy is like a 7. Like, why? Because she's gonna find another 7 with tight ass hips who makes 90 grand a year once you're in the ground. Get over yourself, Rick. Fucking loser. You can't replace me. Trust me, we can. We'll go find ourselves another Broncos fan who day drinks.
Can you imagine, Josh, giving birth, or your wife giving birth to a child? You're holding him up and you say, I'm going to name him Rick.
It's hard. That's a hard thing. We should
How? I'm going to name him Rick Peck. It's
Rick
insane.
Peck, man. What? Let me worst baby names. Let's see. Let's look them
I
up.
can name him off the top of my head. Morty.
Well, you don't have to go Jewish right away.
Okay. Marvin.
Marvin's a sick name. You are way off base.
No, it's not.
Okay, ready? I'll give you in alphabetical order. And this is a compiled list from emmasdiary.co.uk.
What'd you search?
Appaloosa.
Biggest loser names?
These are the 100 worst baby names.
Okay.
Appaloosa. Baby. Boomqueefa.
Okay. I mean regular names that are bad, not like Boomqueefa. Who named their daughter Boomqueefa?
Boomqueefa sounds like the Costco family reacting to the first time.
They tried a chicken bake and they Boomqueefa'd.
Boomqueefa.
We bring the
Double
boom.
chocolate chunk Boomqueefa.
Oh my god. Give me one more of those dumb names, and then I want to talk about real names that are dumb. Boomqueefa.
America.
Okay. Yes, these are dumb names. That's like from a couple episodes ago, Marijuana Pepsi. Yes, those are obviously bad names. But I'm just talking about like run-of-the-mill, like Rick is a bad name for a baby. It is.
Right.
Trying to think of more. I said Marvin, Bertha.
I guess like Karen is a tough one now. You can't really do a Karen.
I don't like Karen at all. Also, baby Karen.
Lydia, Deirdre.
Lydia?
Like old school, like even my mom's name Barbara. Like I guess there's Barbara Palvin, but it's not very modern.
Yeah, but Barb's cute.
Barb is cute. It's like Dolores. Dolores is hot.
Dolores is a hot name now.
Yeah, Dolores is sick.
I would say Dolores is a bad baby name.
I like Florence, the name Florence, because you can call her Flo. Like I want fun. Like my wife's best friend's daughter's name is Carmela, which I love the name, but I'm from New York City, so I call her Carm, and I like that even more.
She's Carmela.
Carmela.
That's cool.
It's a really good name.
That's nice. Beautiful.
Should we do one more?
We should.
From Grace Johnston.
Hey y'all, big moron here from the East Coast with a simple question for you. So I've gone my whole life by Grace, which is my middle name, but I started a few years ago at a small startup company, and I met someone on my very first day whose name was Grace. Now keep in mind there were only like 15 people working here at the time, so I thought to myself, this will be extremely fucking annoying, and then I introduced myself as Callie, which is the nickname for my first name. So since then, that Grace has quit. And I'm wondering, is it extremely fucking weird if I now ask people to call me by Grace because I want my fucking name back? And listen, I already know that it's extremely weird, but I still value your opinion. All right, thanks, y'all. Please never stop this podcast. It truly gets me through the week, and I love y'all.
Love you too.
Grace.
I'm thrown off by the fact that she said that twice that she's from the Northeast, but she says y'all. Did you
never
catch
know.
that? I'm just
I
saying.
did.
Maybe she's from New Hampshire. Okay, first and foremost, you can have the same name as a coworker. You fucked up. There can be two Grace. There can be two Graces. Now, though, that you've gone non-Grace, today you can tell your coworkers, like, there's respect in the workplace for stuff like that. You say, call me Grace, they're going to call you Grace. I don't think it's a problem. I think, say, I'd like you to call me Grace. You know, it's actually my first name. I think it's actually a very it's a very explainable situation.
I think so too.
I'm good with it.
Let's ask Olivia, who's actually in corporate America.
I think that that's totally fair as well. I think just prefacing with, like, you know, it's my middle name. I gave my first name because there was another Grace here. Like, there are a couple Laurens here. One of them goes by LT. You know, I think there are some ways around it to differentiate, so I see how she ended up in that situation, but I think it's totally fine. Just, like, give people some grace while they adjust to saying Grace.
Did she, I'm curious, did she tell them that was her first name? What was the name?
She
Rita?
Callie, I think.
Callie.
Rita is awesome.
Okay,
Oh.
Callie. Like, is your email now Callie at startup-that-will-go-bankrupt-in-3 months.com? Like, is that... Or, because if you need to now change your email, that's a can of worms. But if it's Grace Callie, which I don't know, like, HR has your first name. They know what your name is. It's rare.
Is it really... change your email. Is it a bag of dicks? What is it? Is it a bag of worms? Or is it just a call to the IT guy?
Anybody that previously had emailed you now won't be able to search you. Your email just becomes like
Obsolete.
It's
imagine
definitely
that
just
fun
it's just an
forwarding
inconvenience. It's just an inconvenience. That's all.
Should we get to our What Are You Nuts?
We absolutely should.
Our What Are You Nuts moment of the week are our gripes, big or small, with people, places, and things that are currently sticking in our craw. Ben, take it away.
It's two sides to the same coin. They're both nuts to me. The first nuts, they're both revolving around the crock pot. Okay, I don't know if you cooked in a crock pot, Josh. I cooked in a crock pot for the first time. And at first I was like, what are you, nuts? You've never cooked in a crock pot? Like, this thing is so easy. You press it, 10 hours, you come back, your meat is cooked, right? Simple, easy.
Sure.
I check on my meat after 10 hours this morning, and it tastes like nothing. When I tell you I put in an unbelievable amount of salt, pepper, red wine, Worcestershire, vegetables, garlic, onions, it's very flavorful things. I came back, it tasted like nothing. I Google, and apparently crock pots, when you slow cook them, all of the flavor can go away because it simply evaporates with the meat when it cooks. What are you, nuts? So
Whoa.
I don't get it. Like, so what is the benefit of the crock pot? To slow cook meat, but then afterwards I need to add in the flavor? I don't even know what this What Are You Nuts is. It's just very confusing. It's nuts.
That's wild. That's wild, because I see those videos sometimes on Instagram where people are like pulling apart this gorgeous 10-hour cooked meat, and it just looks
And
like
you can, Josh.
flavor
I'll show
bomb.
you. I'll take a video for you when I get home. You can pull it apart.
Yeah,
But it doesn't taste. But it doesn't taste like anything. So I had to re-season my meat this morning after it was cooked.
Wow.
That's the name of my OnlyFans. Re-seasoning my meat.
Seasoned meats. Well, my What Are You Nuts is where we record the podcast in LA. I don't know what it is, and Olivia, maybe you can concur. Maybe Olivia, you're a part of it, because there must be an agency for models in this freaking building because, dude. And first of all, I park on the street because it's $25 to park here, and Dear Media doesn't validate.
Still,
no big deal. It's fine.
They're still
man.
not validating your parking.
All it's validating is that I'm cheap. So I park on the street, and where I like to park, I have to walk by. There's this beautiful little coffee shop in front of the building, and I'm telling you, all of these like perfect statuesque models are just there, sucking down their lattes. Probably the first meal they've had in days. I'm just kidding, but. You know, and they just look perfect. And then here comes me, the mongoloid. You know what I'm saying? Big, fat mongoloid walking up into the door. So I'm like, I put my shoulders back and I fix my posture. And I'm like, I'm going to really give these models a run for their money. Boom. I trip over my shoes. I'm like, falling over in this like trip that will never end in front of all these models. What are you, nuts, Josh? You're 37, you have gray hair, and you have 2 kids. You don't need to look good for models.
You don't need to look good for models. What are you, nuts? You are a model. These models are nuts. These models are nuts. You're not nuts. The modeling industry, it's nuts.
I just like, and I've heard this from other actors, I really do believe that I'm nice looking in my heart of hearts. For a normal looking guy, I'm a nice looking normal guy. And it's funny because I've had auditions where in the description they would say like looking for traditionally handsome or like, the love interest. And then you walk into a room of guys who are movie star good looking or print good looking, and you realize you're not cute.
No.
When you see that beautiful bone structure that was just born in a place, like in a faraway place like Iowa, you know what I mean? You just go, yep, you got the goods.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It's different. I thought I was good looking until I met Craig Conover. Sitting next to him, he's the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life.
Beautiful.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And speaking of not validating, another very handsome fellow, Michael Bostic.
Gorgeous man. Shout out, Michael. We love you.
We love you. Oh, and folks, that is our show. If you don't rate us 5 stars, what are you, nuts? Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, but also leave us a comment in the YouTube section. Watch us on Josh's YouTube. It's fun. We're hanging out. It's a good time. You can listen and you can watch. Wherever you get your podcasts, listen to us. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Mondays and Thursdays, folks. We will see you next time.